And look, he picked that one for his side. Do you know, did Michael tell you about how this, we had 45 songs. We mixed them in one night. The whole album cost $1,100. I paid for it. Which was a lot of money. I mean, me and Boone and Georgie were working really econo jobs. But here Ethan did 45 songs, and now we got to put them in order. So it was a big problem. But you know, these are the days of vinyl. So, you know, the needle is going to go on the outside. So we said, look, the shitty songs hug the label. And if I divide it up between us, and we pick one at a time, the good ones will be on the outsides of each guy's side. So he put that one for his side.
They're all good, though.
Georgie picked, well, side chafe, the fourth side had the ones no one picked. In the moment, you know. Georgie, he got first pick. He drew the long straw, and he picked his solo song. Did Michael tell you about the jokes about the record? We didn't have a concept to unite them. You know, they're two separate albums. We did an album in fall of '83, and then Huskers came out and did an arcade. And we were like, fuck, we gotta do a double album. And they had this big concept, a kid in a arcade or something. They're explaining. We, you know, our shit was all, so we had to come up with these things like make a joke on Sammy Hagar can't drive 55. That's where the title comes from. And then Amagama was this double album by Pink Floyd. And every guy had a solo part. So that's where we got the solo songs. Each guy had a solo song. And Georgie picked his solo song for his first song. Where he's just whistling and beating on cans. You need the glory. Georgie would never name his songs. He'd always give me the words. And then want me to pick titles. So, not that one. He picked title for that one. It's the only one. And D. Boone, he'd always keep his songs that rhymed for him. And I would get the, which I dug, I would get the pieces of paper with thoughts, you know? Let the products sell themselves. It's kind of shit from an old notebook. That's really shit from an old notebook. I call it that because it's the last song I played with. It's the only song on pick. It's a very bass player. Here's one he picked, the last one he picked for his side. One reporter's opinion. What can be romantic to Mike Watt? His only skeleton. His body, a series of points with no height, length, or width. You know, obviously music's for protection. John Fogerty wasn't, well, very Northwest Bayou. And I got to tell you, a lot of my tunes here, I just read Ulysses, and the last part, the way he writes is all like a term paper or something, a scientific, a technical paper. So that's what I was kind of referring to more. And his joints, he feels life. His strongest connection between yelling and sleep. Pain is the toughest riddle. He's chalk. He's a dartboard. His sex is disease. He's a stop sign.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, I should do this one.